Hi, what's up? It is another Friday, and we are here on the roundup to bring you a summary of what happened during the week, some major events that occurred within the week. So we begin on a sad note with the issue of Raphael Dwawena, uh, late Ghanaian footballer who died in November last year after collapsing on the pitch while playing for Ignatia. So Dwawena will be buried. The funeral for him has been done today, Friday, though there are rumors that there was a stand up between the families, and then it could happen again tomorrow. But for now, the funeral for Raphael Dwawena has been done. It was held at the Aryeequaye Park AstroTurf today, where many dignitaries were around to pay their last respect to the fallen Black Star soldier. The honor featured for the Black Stars of Ghana, and he scored a number of goals, especially a brace against Ethiopia. And he sadly passed away last year after suffering a cardiac arrest on the field of play. So some of his colleagues were there to, some of his former colleagues were there to commiserate with the family and pay their last respect to the late former star. So we'll take some words from Emmanuel Ajimabedu, who was at the venue.
Lost a good friend, a brother, and this man was one of the great guys when he came to the national team. Very calm guy, very respectful, and he worked very hard. I remember the game against Ethiopia. He scored a brace, he packed it as a margin up front, and it's been very difficult. He was out there to get something to come and feed the family, feed himself, and feed the crowd. And unfortunately, this happens. What can we do? Just have to say, may the good Lord keep him well and we'll keep him respected and acknowledge the great work he did for the nation.
Joanna was out there to get something to feed his family and to make his nation proud, and unfortunately, this happened. We cannot say anything, we cannot stop. It has already happened, and all we can say is to wish him well. Uh, the striker played over 200 matches, professional matches, scoring nearly 100 goals, and he was a great guy, and his wife was there to pay tribute to her husband, and these were some emotional words from her. You were more than a husband, you were my confidant, guide, and the source of irreplaceable love. Rafa, my heart bears scars from your untimely departure, but I'm grateful for the time we had. Until we reunite, your memory is my solace and your love my eternal guide. Sleep well, my Rafa. Sleep well, Raphael Dwawena. May you find rest with your maker. The next thing is politics. We move to politics. So, where the president decided to make some changes to his people, his trusted lieutenants, those who were with him, serving him, and who were helping him in his work uh, since he became president. We had some of them taken out of office, with others also being given new roles. Others face reshuffle, others face complete. Uh, Let me not say sacking, because it's not sacking. You can't give somebody a job 7 years. People wanted him to be sacked. You never sacked him, and then when the people have stopped complaining, then you decide to take him off and call that sacking. It's not sacking. It's a befitting retirement. Some have been given befitting retirement. Others have been uh, sent home. So others have been given different jobs. So we'll look at that. So some of these names, some of the names that are on the list. So there were many. There were many. So we had the finance ministry. We had Ken Fureta, who is no more a minister, but now given a different role as an advisor on the economy. We have Ambrose Derry, we have Kweku Ajimamenu, we have Dr. Afriye Kweku, we have Kojo Opon Kroma, Kwesi Amakwata, Francis Asenso Boachi, Lariba Abudu, Dambotwe Frida Pempe, Ibrahim Mohammed Awal, Aryeequaye, Charlie the Greater Accra Regional Minister. We have Joseph Makubu. All these guys, all these men and women were in the Akufo-Addo government, and they've been taken off and given some. They've been replaced. Some of their replacements are here. Just a moment. Let me share with you the new ministers that have been given the mandate, that have been nominated by the president to occupy the roles that were formerly being performed by Kenofureta and Co. So some of these names are already known names, they're already popular faces. Uh, we have Fatima Abubakar as the information minister designate. We have Collins Ntimba, we have Amapoma Boatin, Tina Mensa, Mohammed Aseseni, we have Abdullah Abanga, we have Benito Usubio, we have Moses Anim, William Akufo-Addo, Andrew Ajapamesa, Gifty Chumompofo, Bright Reku Bobby. So these have been given appointments by the Akufo-Addo to take on some of the new roles, to take on some ministerial positions. And we have Dr. Bernardo Coolboy. Some of these guys, well, you don't know. Let's just keep that aside. We have Ophelia Mensah Hayford, Fatima Abubakar, Dakwa Newman. Charlie Dakwa Newman, I beg, stop sending us messages like that. Too. This is just an honorable appeal I'm giving to you, please. I beg you, the SMSs I dey get every day. Charlie, it be same way I be voter for your place. Charlie, this thing there, it dey make I dey lose interest in this thing sef. If it's spamming you dey do I never get a chance to say it, but I'm just taking this moment to say it. It's spamming. Like you've been giving us messages all the time, almost. How did you even get our numbers, crap? Is that the EC gave our numbers to you, or you got our number from the mobile network providers? I don't know where you got the numbers, but sending us messages, especially when it's getting close to elections and all those things, please. I dey beg, exclude my number. Exclude my number. If you see my name now, exclude. I'm call at and exclude my name from there. I beg. I know they like those messages. If I want to vote for you, I'll vote for you. It's not about how many messages you send to me. So we have Martin J. Mensah Kusa, we have Lydia Seriam Alhassan on Andrew Ejipamesa, Titus Glover. Charlie, Titus Glover. Okay, Daniel Machata, Sylvester Tete. Charlie, as Sylvester Tete was trying to do taekwondo in parliament, he has been rewarded. He's a deputy minister designated for information. Then we have Vincent Eku, Asafwa, Charles Achempo. So all these are new names that would be working in the Akufo-Addo government for the final stretch of his term. We have our delegate in team Alexander Akwesi Akwa, Dr. Prince Hamadu Ama, Akwesi Kwenedu. All these are MPs. All these are MPs. And that's one thing I always say. Like, I don't think like it is necessary. This constitution, you see the separation of power. I don't know whether it's actually separation of power or duplication of power. You see, minister, MP, minister, MP, minister, MP. How about we just, if you want to be a minister, you are committed to being a minister, do your ministerial job, perform as a minister. If you want to be an MP, be an MP. It's time we start making this minister job kind of a job that people should apply for. You apply. you go through vetting, you go through interview vetting, and then even polygraph test. I think to polygraph test to so that we know that you are honest and things like that before you take this role. You give somebody minister, the person is in parliament, so now he's supposed to do independent work in parliament, but because he's a minister, he can't do that because if it is his ministry that brought up something bad and we're supposed to debate against it, would he do it now that he's minister? So you see that this is not actually serving the country well. And we all know where the problem is. It's just that nobody is bold enough to make that decision, or nobody is honest enough to make that decision to make those things separate. Maybe the constitution needs a review, as we say. The constitution actually needs a review. The time they made this constitution, I don't know what they were thinking, but maybe times things at that time were different. We still had a few honest people at that time. Now, Charlie, honesty is a scarce commodity. Honesty is expensive like the dollar to the Ghanaian city. So I think we need to work on this and strengthen this area. One person serving as a minister, MP, it's not fair. People are there who can do the job, who can focus 100% as MPs, 100% as ministers. So why do you have to use double one person to serve double roles? So that's on the ministerial side. The next one is we have Baumia. We have Dr. Mahamudu Baumia. Dr. Mahamudu Baumia is Dr. Mahamudu Baumia, the Vice President of Ghana, the de facto president of digitalization. You know, now the Minister of digitalization, the driver's mate. So he met with top actor and producer Idris Elba this week to discuss how to digitalize the creative sector. So that's a positive from there. We'll see how that goes, but Dr. Baumia is working hard on that to digitalize the creative sector to make things work for us. So, yeah, that's Dr. Baumia. So, still on politics and creative. So the next one we move to football. We move to football. So from football we move back to football. And you remember the AFCON, right? You remember this coach? That's the coach of Mali. That's the coach for Mali. And during the semi-final, the match against not semi-final, I think that's quarterfinals against Ivory Coast. After the final whistle, he was seen down, and then they were pouring water on him. His assistants were pouring water on him, and we were wondering, is he fit? Is he having issues with his health and stuff? Mali took the lead in the 43rd minute through. Now, Mali had the advantage in the 43rd minute when Odelon Kosonu was sent off for Ivory Coast, and then Nene Dogeles struck with about 19 minutes to go to give Mali the lead. And Mali was pushing on to victory. And when Ivory Coast decided to fight back in the 90th minute through Simon Adengra, who fired into pool level, so pushing the match to extra time. And in extra time, uh, Ivory Coast stole away the victory in the dying minutes. And when the second goal came in through Diakite header, uh, the Mali coach, things went bad for him. So he finally has given an explanation as to why they were pouring the water on him. And he said it was not that he's having any health issues, it's just that that second goal gave him something. They said that second goal uh, increased his blood pressure and made him feel his temperature was up, so his assistant needed to pour water on him to help him to recover. So that's what he said. So that was the reason why they poured water on his head to cool his temperature and bring down his blood pressure levels. So that's what he said. So it was because of the temperature. That is why. So he said, after the Elfan second goal, I started to feel dizzy. My blood pressure was rising. I thank my compatriot who poured enough water on my head to stabilize my blood pressure. So thank God to his compatriot, Chile was stabilized, and he didn't. Nothing bad happened, and he was safe. So that's just to explain how the pressure being a coach can bring with and all that. That's Sekou Chile over there, with why they poured water on him. So we finish this up with another story in the creative industry. You remember Mantse Aryeequaye in April 2023 decided to take things on against Obrafour and Hammer. He alleged that Killer Cat, Killer Cat, a phrase in Obrafour's song, Obrafour's, a phrase, Killer Cat is a phrase that Obrafour used in his 2003 song, Oyehwene in 2003, produced by Hammer. So, according to Manchakwe, Obrafour and Hammer decided to register the song as the song, including the everything, the phrase, as their property. Meanwhile, he owned the phrase. That's what he it was. According to him, it was his creative. So when Drake used the sample that particular phrase in his song, calling my name, um, Obrafour decided to take legal action against Drake in a New York court. Obrafour was demanding 10 million US dollars for sampling the phrase without his notice or his permission. And Mantse, upon hearing that Obrafour demanded that from Drake, decided to go up or take up things against Obrafour. It was not fair because uh, technically he wasn't Obrafour wasn't the owner of the work. Obrafour didn't own the phrase killer cat, that it was his creative. So he treated Drake, telling him that uh, Drake shouldn't mind Obrafour or Hammer, because what they were demanding for actually was his rightful thing, was for him, Manchu Aikwe. So he sent them to court. So he decided to send them to court over the matter. And this week, the court decided to strike out the case because, on technical grounds, according to lawyer for Obrafour and Co, they they were defending two different clauses. The two different clauses were used in the suit against the two people, which was not right because it was about the same matter, so it was supposed to be the same clause. So, based on those technical grounds, he decided to upon the court to strike out the case, and the court accordingly agreed with him and struck out the case. So, as it stands, the court awarded the 10,000 Ghana cedis damage against Manche, and though Manche said he has received the ruling, but he's not perturbed and he will still move on. So we might see an appeal from that. Other than that, there is a no case against Obrafour and Hammer. Uh, to end this, I just want to also announce that this week the GJ, the Ghana Journalists Association, uh, lifted the ban that the media blackout they initially placed on Hawa Koomson. So journalists or media houses can now freely cover uh, Hawa Koomson without any issue from their associations. So Hawa Koomson, I don't want to talk you. If I mention this in there, it could take matter. So bye.